motivating and empowering women. Emphasizing knowledge of power to create, nurture, and transform lives to come. It's definitely going to be a great time in the Ladies Lounge tonight with your host, Kathy B. To advertise on Ladies Lounge, contact Kathy B at kathyb@sourceradionetwork.com. Now, here's your host, Kathy B.
Source Nation, welcome to the Ladies Lounge. I am your host, Kathy B. Well, I tell you, we have a dynamic show today. We have some beautiful young ladies coming into the studio. But before I let you know who I have, you guys know that we have some amazing sponsors that we definitely need to thank because we would not be here without them. And they are WGLRO.com, Paper to Film, Revolution Mills, Scott Cares Foundation, and Urban Grassdale Digital. Now, you guys know also we've already launched the Love Zone Monday Book Club. That's right. You need to go over to Facebook and take a look at some of the amazing articles that we have there. Now, when we speak on love, we want to make sure that we are really talking in the realm of longevity and success. You definitely have to tune in every single Monday where myself, that's right, Kathy B, and my dynamic co-host, Dr. D. Yvonne Young, will be here in the studio where we are definitely giving you information where you can now begin to make sure that your relationships are key. That's right. So tune in every single Monday, Love on Monday, right here on Source Radio Network at 7 p.m. Well, guys, let me tell you about my first amazing guest. I'm excited to have her in the studio with me. She's coming in and she's going to give us some great information when it comes to really beginning to be successful in our lives and in our careers. I'm speaking of Miss Tosha Evans. This young lady, when I say that she's doing some wonderful and amazing things within her community and city and definitely globally, she is. So we're going to have her in the studio with us, definitely giving us some information that we need to keep and remember, and have your paper and pens ready because I know that she's going to leave some dynamic nuggets with us. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side, Tosha Evans in the studio with me. We'll be right back.
We'll be back, Source Radio Network, after this commercial break.
Source Radio Network is just one of the many platforms that is used to fulfill dreams of our listeners and create a purpose that will impact the lives of our communities, cities, and the world. It is often said that great things will happen when a group of driven people work together to accomplish one goal. We're giving people the opportunity to have a voice, translate words that haven't been heard, and paint pictures that no one has seen. Source Radio Network is fueling your life's purpose. How can you listen? www.blogtalkradio.com/Source Radio.
Hey you, do you know your history? Do you know your culture? We have a beautiful history full of triumph, determination, perseverance, love, hope, faith, family, and community. And as your great griot, I want to share that history with you. A griot? It's pronounced griot, or in English, a griot. It's a West African term for the person who keeps up with the genealogy, the history, the culture, shares the stories of the people, and so much more. We're like a walking library, full of knowledge and ready to share. I'm going to take you into the history and the culture of your people from all over the world. A griot's purpose is to serve the people. That's right. As the great griot, I am here to serve you. Because the more you know, the more you grow. Wait, that's not my quote. Oh well, it's the truth.
The Great Griot, a brand new Black History web series. Check us out online at www.thegreatgriot.com or subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/thegreatgriot.
What is our fate? Does it belong to the higher being that put us together? Like the courting of our souls, daylight breaks and shines upon love's new face. Our connection is unspoken. Naked with emotion. My destiny is you. Your love elevates me. A higher place you take me. I'm weak when you embrace me. I feel so natural. Your love elevates me. A higher place you take me. I'm weak when you embrace me. I feel most natural. Da, da, Butterflies escape the pit of me. My sun rises and sets for you, thirsty for L-O-V-E. Our connection is unspoken. Naked with emotion. My destiny is you. Your love elevates me. A higher place you take me. I'm weak when you embrace me. I feel so natural. Your love elevates me. A higher place you take me. I'm weak when you embrace me. I feel most natural.
Every time we talk, our conversations turn into a song. A love that's colorful, thick, and free.
When you are in my space, you make me lose all composure. You exude something that I cannot ignore, something that I want to be a part of, a fire that ignites from your aura. Yeah, yeah. Your love elevates me. A higher place you take me. I'm weak when you embrace me. I feel so natural. Your love elevates me. A higher place you take me. I'm weak when you embrace me. I feel most natural. Da, da. Your love elevates me. A higher place you take me. I'm weak when you embrace me. I feel so natural.
welcome back, Source Nation. Now here's your host, Kathy B.
And welcome back, Source Nation. Welcome back, and definitely the ladies here in the lounge. We have about 2 hours before we leave the live feed. Telephone number to reach us tonight is 619-924-0933. Again, 619-924-0933. Well, you guys know I have some great women in the studio with me, and the first young lady in the studio will be Miss Tosha Evans. Now, a little bit about Tosha before I bring her into the studio. Tosha is an empowerment speaker, personal development coach, author, and the machine behind the Be Incredibly Well show. Now, this show engages virtual audience, and it airs weekly on KYND 1520 AM. Now, her program continues to positively impact countless lives with the focus on providing individuals with hope, achieving their highest potential, and with solutions on how to move their life forward. Now, she is the author of the bestseller, Be Incredibly Well, Journey to a Better You, and the creator of Let's Make Wellness a Lifestyle. I do believe that Tosha is here in the studio with me. Tosha, hello, and welcome to the Ladies Lounge. How are you?
I'm well, Kathy. How are you?
I am wonderful. When I say that I have been excited to have you in the studio with me, I have been jumping around and screaming and waiting for this day. So
I'm so excited too, Kathy. I am just thrilled. I've been looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, if you will, Tosha, I didn't give you bio justice, and I tell you why. We've had the opportunity really to begin to share you with the ladies here in the lounge and definitely the Source Nation family. But if you will, please, if you could take a moment just to introduce yourself, we'll jump into the conversation from there.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Let me just say that. I know I said that, but I want to tell you I'm so proud of everything that you're doing, Kathy. Love your platform. And thank you so much for the opportunity, really. Thank you, thank you. So a little bit about me. I am so grateful to God for all he continues to do within me, in my life and within this awesome brand. I have, my background is HR, oil and gas, and did about 14 years in the corporate world. And Kathy, so grateful to God for the courage to take a leap of faith to trust him to start my own business last year. So last May, I resigned from corporate America and trusted God and began this movement toward wellness and well-being. And really, what I say that is just a moment of bringing individuals hope, and helping them with solutions on how to move forward. And so it all started with the brand name is Be Incredibly Well, and what that means is to experience wholeness and freedom in every aspect of your life. And so my own story, having overcome mental, emotional abuse, my own insecurities, not knowing who I was, for a long portion of my life. And as a result, having dealt with just disappointment after disappointment, Kathy, just say it that way, from personal and professional, relationships. And so, but that's one thing I will encourage our listeners today, not knowing who you are, you will find yourself in compromising situations. And so having, trusted God and overcome a lot of those issues, he began to restore and heal me. And thus the, Be Incredibly Well movement was born, and really connected with my purpose from there. So I resigned last year, began this movement as a speaker. This is exactly what I speak on, is how to really help individuals to move forward in life, how to really help them to focus on the importance of, when we say well-being, every aspect. So we talk total person, that's mental health, that's emotional well-being, Kathy, what's going on that within your finances, your personal development, leadership, your actual physical health, just every aspect of you. And so very proud of what God continues to do with that. So I know that's a lot, but just kind of give you an understanding of why I'm doing what I'm doing. But so there started this journey, and here I am now with an opportunity to do radio and speak, and as an author, and just really, and as a coach too, helping individuals to really just to understand the importance of their well-being. So that's just who I am and why I do what I do.
And that is amazing, Tosha, amazing. I tell you, to put all of that into a package to where it not only represents your life, but yet you are able to share and give opportunity to others that may be in that transition or possibly stuck and have no way of figuring out which way to go. I think it's simply wonderful. So I want to start right there because you mentioned a couple of things that I found very interesting. You mentioned that, you decided to really walk out on faith. You know that God placed something within your heart that you wanted to embark on and wanted to begin to share and speak on and help others that may be having that same type of problem or maybe in that situation. Let's talk about that because I think that is very important. The reason why I say it's very important, here on this platform, I talk with the ladies about understanding what our passion and purpose is and not being fearful of the gifts that God has placed within you. So I want to start the conversation by saying you decided to leave corporate America, and I'm sure you probably were in corporate America for quite some time, but you realized that there was more for you, that there was a purpose meant for you to embark on and then deliver the gift that God has placed within you. Talk to us about that and how important it is.
Absolutely, Kathy. I'm glad you said that. So, yes, you're right. I was in corporate for 14 years. And which is a significant amount of time. And while in corporate, I'd say for 5 or 6 years, Kathy, pretty much moonlighting on my purpose, speaking on the weekends, and I had the opportunity to speak at women's conferences and prayer breakfasts and, different things. And last year found myself, I had a desire to write my book for several years, but really was in a space, because I knew when I wrote the book, I was going to be transparent. And, with transparency comes that moment of telling the truth, and I had hid behind embarrassment and shame for so long because, everybody wants to make it seem like you have it all together. And you want to portray that. And so I did. I played that game for myself for years. But so speaking on the side, finally getting the courage to write this book and share my life. And when I arrived at that space, God helped me to realize, it's not about you. So that, thus the shame, went to the side by ways. It was an opportunity to help other people. But in regard to talking about connecting with your purpose and, and it's never an opportunity for me to encourage people to leave their job, but it is an opportunity for me to say, I realized for me that God had more for me. And, it was just really so much more to my life. I felt that, and I tried to, self-identify like most people that, this corporate structure, this is what everybody else is doing, a 9 to 5, and they work for 40 years and then they get a watch and they retire, but I kept feeling like there was just more. And so, it was a process. I will say that I coach a lot of individuals who wonder how to connect with their purpose. And, for me, it's the same as everyone else. It was, some people know early on, but for me, it was most certainly process, hearing from God, also getting to the place, Kathy, where I saw myself as He saw me. So, when you self-identify with other people and what society says you could be, you live a facade, and sometimes whether you realize it or not. And so the closer I got to God and the more He began to reveal the real me, let me say it that way, or who He called me to be. I began to understand more. Okay, wait a minute. You have given me an ability to connect with individuals. I am a communicator. I'm comfortable with being a speaker, because in reality, I guess the group I was running with at the time, if you weren't a supervisor or a manager or, CEO or an analyst, what do you mean you're a motivational speaker? What do you mean you're an author? How can you be that and not be chasing this carrot and this gold watch and this retirement plan? So this was going on in my life. I'm just sharing it with you. So that was the process for me with regards to connecting with my purpose. Really, it was a journey of connecting with who God had called me to be. And once I really landed there and been able to just be confident in what He's given me and my gift, began to really unveil this, my purpose. And so that was my journey, with regards to connecting with my purpose. But I tell you what, Kathy, it's the most rewarding and fulfilling faith I've ever lived in, and so I'm so grateful for it with it as well. So yes.
And that is amazing, Tosha. As you were speaking and sharing your story, I share my story a lot here on my platform. A lot of the ladies here in the Ladies Lounge as well as Source Nation know that my background is media and has been now for well over 22 years. But the thing about it is that, when I was in media and working for mainstream media, television and radio, I felt trapped. I would go to work every single day. There would be stories that I would have to deliver, stories that I would have to research and write. And I always questioned, is this really meant for me?
Yes.
And it became just like a mundane thing to do. And 3 years ago, I said, okay, I can't do this no more. This is tiresome to me,
Yes.
I'm ready to leave and, do some exciting things. And my passion is interior design. I mean, if you put me in a craft store, I can be there all day long. I just love it. So I said, hey, well, I'm going to go to school and I am going to learn about interior design. I'm going to open my own, little boutique, and I'm just going to be happy going into people's homes and designing things. But you know what, Tosha? God said, no, that's not for you. I understand that that's what you want to do, but you have something else to do. And I'm like, okay, God, well, you know that I've done all I can in this specific area, but I'm ready to go and have some fun. And he said, no. And I'm like, okay, well, what is it that I need to do? And he said it was media. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. But he said,
Right.
I'm going to give you a platform where now you're going to have a voice.
Wow.
And I sat there and I'm like, okay. He says, but with that being said and with that in mind, not only are you going to have a voice, but you're going to give back opportunity because opportunity was given to you 23 years ago.
Yes.
It was given to you, and now you're going to give back the opportunity for so many others that are wanting to do the same thing that you do. And when I tell you that it has been the most exciting, the most rewarding, the most blessed 3 years.
Wow.
It has. And it's just because of what God speaks to me and what he says I need to do. And when I I do it.
Oh, Kathy, look here. I'm telling you, there is so much power right there because you are so right. It's in this space because, on this side where you and I are operating, we walk by faith, with regards to every aspect. And you're right. It's a matter of hearing and then moving and then, moving and then going forward from there. And I wanted to make a comment when you mentioned, when you're working in the media sports space and you felt the mundaneness, that environment, and I get you on that one. And I felt so stifled.
Yeah. It's crazy that we tend to continue to work and some of the ladies are in the lounge are still working for others, but yet we have a purpose and we don't know how to tap into that. And it's crazy how, we know what will excite us, but we are very fearful in doing so. So I want to talk about that, Tosha, because I think that is very important too. And especially if you have people in your ear. Now, like my parents are older. They're definitely old school. They told me, they looked at me and they said, okay, we don't know where you came from, but we know that you are an entrepreneur. We know that you do not like working for anyone. We know that you don't like punching a clock, but that's what you do. That's what you do. You've created a lifestyle where you have to punch a clock. And this is something that my mom and dad and I talk about all the time. They were like, why can't you be like your sisters? I'm like, well, I wasn't made like my sisters. If I don't want to go and punch a clock every day, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find my way. So let's talk about that. You know, not being fearful and taking the time to hear what God has for you, and then just go and do it. What are your thoughts?
Mm-hmm. So you're saying, to me, I think it's being clear on who you are and what your assignment is. You know, because in that space, you just become unapologetic. Because you're right, and whether our family wants to identify with them or coworkers or friends or society, whatever that is, but just get to the space where this is who I am, and this is what God has called for me, and I'm okay with that. And also I'm okay with the fact that if it doesn't agree with you, you know, or if it doesn't make sense to someone else, because that was tough for me for a long portion of my life. You know, is this going to make sense to anybody? And the number one thing, Catherine, let me share this, the opportunity to coach amazing individuals on, with regards to personal development or just whatever space they need. But the number one thing that whatever you're male or female or whatever your age, the commonality between all of my clients is they always say, what are people going to think if?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So that in itself is a big thing that holds people back and keeps them from really stepping out and, you know, building and creating and doing and being more. So I think that was the number one thing I would say with regards to fear is once you're clear on who you are and what your assignment is, just let that be the standard. You know, let that be what you decide to strive for. And once you're clear, and nothing like clarity, I always say that. Once you're clear on that, to me, nothing can stop you.
I love that. Now, let me ask you this, because I'm going to play devil's advocate. The ladies in the lounge know I do this a lot. If you have a person that comes to you and says, Coach Tosha, how do I deal with the person speaking to me and saying the what if, okay? So it could be, the what if could be someone not receiving what it is that they're trying to do, and then the what if of, what if I fail and I don't succeed and everybody's been telling me not to do this? So that two-part question, receptive and the fear of failing.
Mm-hmm. You know, I can speak for myself, and I'll try to put it in terms where I could take it from someone else's perspective as well, but it's confidence, and it's a quiet confidence of knowing that whatever this particular assignment is, whatever decision you're getting ready to make, and being okay with the fact that not everybody's going to understand, not everybody's going to accept. And one key thing that I've learned that has helped me tremendously, and I love to share this with individuals whenever I have a chance, but it's understand that your gift or that decision, that assignment was given to you. So not everybody's going to understand it. It wasn't given to them. So just like, you know, Sally has a gift and Bob has one, what's for Bob, I may not ever understand Bob. I may think, Bob, that is a little bizarre. I'm not even sure why you're taking that path. But that's between him and God. That's his walk. That's his assignment. And so with that in mind, a lot of people, too, don't understand until things manifest. Kathy, that's another thing. You know, they understand when they see the harvest, they're like, oh, that's what you were doing. That makes sense now. But before, when it was just an idea and it was just you, similar to what you and I do every day, when we hear and we move and we take action on what we hear from God, same thing. I'm sure when you made your decisions 3 years ago, not everybody understood, you know, why in the world would you decide on interior design and then, okay, we go from interior design back to media. Like, well, why did you stay where you were? You know, but that wasn't their journey. So I would encourage someone in that regard that their assignment was given to them, and not everybody's going to accept it. Not everybody's going to be able to receive it. So you got to really have to have that quiet confidence to where you support yourself, or you trust the fact that, you know, the Christ within you is going to, you know, guide you and lead you.
That right there is powerful. That is powerful. Source Nation, we are speaking with Miss Tosha Evans. She is an empowerment speaker, personal development coach, and author. And today's conversation is definitely understanding about being incredibly well and understanding the journey and purpose that God has placed within you. So, Tasha, I want to come back and let's talk a little bit about your book. Now, is this the first book that you've written, Be Incredible as Well? Okay.
Yes.
Talk to us about that, and why was that so important to really bring light to this book within this season?
You know, I am so excited about Being Incredible Well. So Being Incredible Well, Journey to a Better You, and it's a 31-day empowerment guide for individuals that are ready to move forward, but you're ready to do something, but you don't know how. And so what it's designed as a 31-day devotional and empowerment guide. It's just a kind of a great resource for on the go as well. And so it's very important to me at that time because that's definitely where I was going. I'm like, okay, God, I'm ready to move forward, but I don't know how. And so it was really step by step of what He's done in my life with regards to positively transforming my life. So I said, you know what, since God has done so much for me, let me put it in print and allow it to help, other individuals. And so that was the gist. That's why, I went ahead and thank God I did it too. It was really a lot of freedom, I received from writing Be Incredibly Well, Journey to a Better You. We talked about truth earlier, but just that space of being transparent, also understanding, that transparency was huge, and then really understanding that it wasn't just me that was dealing with those different issues. And so since it wasn't just me, this is bigger than me, what can I do to help somebody else? And so let's start here with the book.
Wow. I think that is incredibly smart and gracious for you to do, Tasha, because I think, when we think about what is the next step for our lives and what is it that we truly want to do, I think for me, and it seems like that you have done this yourself and you are doing it. For me, I have to see everything down on paper. It's like, okay, if I write it down and I clearly can think things through, then it puts me in a better space. I love to journal. I love to write down everything, whether it was something that I did wrong, something that I did right, whatever it may be. To me, that shows me where my life is headed, and I think that is so important. What else would you share with the ladies that they could do to where, just like you said, because I think being transparent, I think we all need to learn how to be transparent, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. So I know in journaling for me, that's where I can be transparent. I know a lot of folks say, well, I don't like to be transparent because I don't want to be judged. Judgment will follow. Well, really, if you're writing things down, you get to see your mistakes. And when you see your mistakes, you're now in a space of being able to correct them. So what else would you recommend to the ladies about this part of life?
It's really kind of piggybacking on the journaling piece, which to me is an opportunity for inner work to be done.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I definitely would encourage the ladies that are listening live and then on the replay and, for weeks and months to come it's very important to do your personal inner work, your own personal development. I'm really big on, I put a clause in my book and it's entitled, You Can't Fix What You Can't Face. And so you can't fix what you can't face. And with that said, a lot of times we try to move forward from situations. We don't want to face the truth about really what's going on with us, what's happened to us, maybe some things that we've done to where I know every time we've been offended, but other times we've offended other people as well. And so when we talk about, the journaling and doing your inner work and that moment of personal development, because people say, okay, I want to change. And yes, I want more. And I really want to get to, looking to be promoted, or I'm looking for this relationship, or I'm looking for my finances to go in this direction. But we have to look within, what's happening with us to cause us to either facing these disappointments or missing the mark or whatever space it is. But I'd say the inner work, that's the most powerful space that's helped me, that I have to still do. I haven't arrived, but I have to, check myself.
Sit
down and, and look, okay, girl, wait a minute. What's working, what's not working? What do you need to do different? What can you do better? So it's, I'm big on that because we always want to check other people about what they're doing, and my boss didn't recognize me, or I didn't, such and such didn't measure up. But I'm really big on looking at my own life as well. So inner work,
and I think that is huge. I often talk with my sons. I have two sons. I have a 23-year-old and a 16-year-old. And I think my 16-year-old is coming around because he knows if he comes to me and he says something, to the aspect of, well, I don't understand why that person, just couldn't get this correct. And I keep telling them to do this and do that. And I'm like, well, if they're not understanding it and if you're not explaining it well, then how did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
How did you do it? And I always go back and ask them, what did you do? Or what could you have done? And I think that's where being able to do that inner work works as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does.
Sit around and talk about other people getting ahead or being successful, and why is it that you can't have what they have, or you didn't get this promotion and you didn't do this. Well, and I'll leave it right there for as promotion, because we actually had a young lady write in a couple of weeks ago where she said that she has been posting for a certain position, and she's been posting for about 6 months, and she does, not only her work, but she does everything within the department. And so I asked her, I said, I commend you that you have taken on other responsibilities, because to me, that shows me that you are capable of doing other things outside of your designated position. But have you ever thought about, do you come with it with an attitude? Do you feel as though you're better than the next person? I said, because if you've ever thought about that, and if you've ever felt as though you are better than that person, then guess what? You might want to check that. Check the attitude and the way that you're representing yourself when doing these other jobs, because nothing is owed to you. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely. You're right. I mean, because, because we always want to look good, on the outside, but sometimes too, there's a little bit of insecurity that's going on. If when somebody wants, is doing all the work and please recognize me, please validate me, that's a form of insecurity at times too. And so I don't know what that particular situation is, so I don't want to say that about her, but I definitely agree with you, with that regard. And so I love what you said earlier when you were talking about your son. It was, when we talk about doing inner work, and we're talking about, personal development, I love it because it's an opportunity for us to take responsibility for our lives.
Right.
And like you said, so not so much of, okay, wait a minute, I'm waiting on somebody to recognize me and please, reward me with this opportunity, but maybe that wasn't the job for you, or maybe that wasn't that opportunity, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful for all no's, every yes and every no, so but no, I love that. I'm proud of what you're doing here to where you can empower ladies that are dealing with different things and hearing it from all these different perspectives. So love.
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely amazing. Tasha, as we are closing up the conversation, I want to say thank you again for coming in and giving us some great information. We always close either with some encouraging word or maybe some tips and advice that we have not shared. If you wish to contribute, I would love for you to do so at this time.
Okay, absolutely. I would definitely encourage ladies to celebrate, who they are and where they are right now. A lot of times we find ourselves wanting to, be 6 months ahead or be 6 weeks ahead or, what happens in 2 years and all these different things. But I'm learning to be in a space of gratitude, be grateful for right now, whether things have lined up exactly the way that I thought they would or not, but just really being grateful, really being just thankful, because I've learned too, gratitude combats discouragement, which is huge, because we really tell the truth every time we turn around. We have an opportunity to be discouraged and upset about something at some place. And so being grateful really has really impacted my life tremendously. And it helps me to be present, too, in this space. And so I would encourage you to just celebrate where you are, be grateful, and implement, the journaling as well.
Wow, I love that. And how can we get more information about you, Tosha, and continue to support you in your efforts?
Yes, for more information about the program, you please visit beincrediblywell.com. And my email and phone number is there as well. I can leave it as well. Email is Tosha@ToshaEvans.com. And, yes, and also our book is available on Amazon, Being Incredibly Well, The Journey to a Better You.
Awesome. Well, Tosha, I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. So happy that you were able to come in and give us some great information on being successful and understanding what our gifts are from God and our purpose. It has been simply great. And definitely, you're always welcome here at Source Radio Network. And would love to have you back so we can have more great conversations with you.
Kathy, thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate you. I wish you continued success as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we look forward to having you back here again real soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, ladies, you heard it right there from Miss Tosha Evans. She's an empowerment speaker, personal development coach, and author of the book, Be Incredibly Well, The Journey to a Better You. I love our conversation. We talked about so many things, but the one thing in the conversation that I definitely can resonate with, and I still continue to do to this day, is journaling. Journaling is so very important for me, and I'm sure, ladies, it will be very important for you as well. This is a time where you can really begin to write down your thoughts. And when you write down your thoughts, you're able to see exactly what it is and put a well-planned, thought-out plan together. When you're on the self-journaling or this self-journey, it teaches a lot about who you are as a person. I can tell you I understand my strengths and my weaknesses. I also understand that I am a student every single day because I'm learning something new about me, something that I am able to give and offer to the next person. And I find it to be very important. And just like Tosha said, if at any time you are questioning what's taking place in your life and what's going on, don't be fearful. Just take some time out and just listen. Listen to God. If you are a spiritual person, you are a religious person, and you understand that God is at the center of your life, trust me, if you just stop and listen, He is speaking. He's speaking, and He's going to give you all the information that you need to, do what you need in your life to have something very positive. So great information that Tosha has shared with us tonight. Of course, all of her information and more can be found on Kathy B, Source Radio Network, over on Facebook, as well as our main station page, Source Radio Network. Please go out and support Tosha. Again, she is an empowerment speaker, personal development coach, and an author, and she's the author of the bestseller book, Be Incredibly Well, Journey to a Better You. Wonderful and beautiful young lady. So I'm looking forward to having her back here in the studio again real soon, where she can give us some more dynamic information.
Guys, thank you so much for being here in the lounge. Join me back next Friday. That's right, where I'm going to have some more amazing guests and more dynamic conversations. You're listening live right here on the Ladies Lounge. I am your host, Kathy B. You all have a wonderful and blessed weekend. I love you, and I'll see you again next week. Be blessed.